Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, football moves to 2-0 on the season.
And field hockey continues their hot streak. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Josh Bode.
And I'm Kelsey Dennehy. Josh, did you know today is IUSTV's 20th birthday?
That's crazy. That's a long time.
I
Happy
know.
birthday to us.
Seriously.
Indiana football has already equaled their win total from last season as they start this season 2-0. IUSTV sports reporter Samantha Condra has more on the ups and downs from this past Saturday's game.
Indiana had another primetime kickoff, this time against the Idaho Vandals, with the biggest takeaway being how the Hoosiers responded, being down 10-0 at halftime.
I got after them at halftime, and I told the coaches to get after them at halftime. But it was also, hey guys, just play football. Execute, play hard, do what you're supposed to do. And that to me is a good sign, for our guys. They did respond, and we're able to take back the momentum that we had lost.
The Hoosiers broke through in their rush game after struggling in week one with it, getting 239 yards on the ground, with Sean Shivers leading the way with 155. We
didn't have this last year. We didn't have anybody on offense like that last year. And that, to me, that's the truth, okay? And Walt kind of had that about him, okay? But Walt wasn't here last year. And so we lost that edge on offensive side of football, and Sean Shivers has that.
Regardless of the win, Tom Allen says there's still a lot of improvements that need to be made on both sides of the ball.
That's not acceptable in my mind as far as the standard with which we have to play. So too many mistakes, and it's not good enough. But I'm never going to take for granted a win. But proud of our guys for doing that. Got get ourselves healthy and came out of it pretty healthy, I think. And then get ready for a big one next week.
Next week, Indiana will be back in Memorial Stadium for the third weekend in a row as they take on the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers at noon. From Bloomington, Samantha Condra, IUSTV Sports.
The Hoosiers will be taking a break from primetime kickoffs as they face the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers this Saturday at noon. Continue to follow along with Samantha Condra, Blake Spillers, Gwen Parks, and Riley Woodall for all things IU football.
Following a successful trip to California, the field hockey team returned to home turf this past weekend, eager to continue their impressive win streak. The Hoosiers played host to Ball State on Friday, where they coasted to a 5-0 victory. Freshman Anna Mozaleski started the scoring in the first quarter, netting her third goal of the season, while the rest of the offense produced 19 shots. The program now leads Ball State 15-5 all-time. Their second matchup of the weekend against Bellarmine, however, was not as dominant. With goals from Vanderbend and Hoffenk-Jarembo, Bellarmine rung up the scoring with a 3-1 advantage early in the second period. Inclement weather caused the game to pause and became the turning point of the match. When play resumed, the Hoosiers came back firing. Led by a hat trick from junior Jemima Cookson, Indiana went on a 5-0 scoring run to seal the victory at home. They moved to 5-2 on the season after dropping their first 2 games. Their next test is a big one as they'll travel to Iowa City to face the 5th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes on Friday to kick off conference play. Indiana finished 2-6 in Big Ten play last season.
The Indiana men's soccer team aimed to continue their win streak against Butler yesterday. Aiden Mattel has more.
Indiana gains their first road season victory at Butler, winning by a final score of 2-1. The Hoosiers came out slow as they only put up 5 shots in the first half. Butler opened up scoring as they put a goal in the net in the 46th minute to make the score 1-0. Indiana did not back down as they equalized the match at 1-1 in the 53rd minute off of a goal from Miller Jansen. Indiana kept their composure, adding on to the lead and eventually taking it in the 59th minute off of a goal from Ryan Wittenberg. Indiana was able to come away with the win thanks to crucial subs like Miller Jansen.
Came out, I kind of just blacked out. Like, I headed it, and when closed, it was in the back. My eyes were closed, it was in the back of the net. Yeah, but no, it was pretty cool.
It would be a challenge. And I thought they were a little bit more on the front foot. And we took 15-20 minutes. You saw the subs. We quickly adjusted. And we said all year, this is a deep team. And we can't, we have guys ready to go. So we can't really necessarily be patient if the game is not going as we need. And we made the changes, and the game started flipping. Our guys are super present right now. They're enjoying every new challenge. They're not looking ahead. They knew our schedule was really challenging, and they've not thought about, well, what are we doing for that game? If we don't win this, are we in trouble? They're just like, let's just go to the next one and keep going.
Like, I feel like we're firing on all cylinders right now, and it's perfect timing going to Ohio State on Sunday.
Next up for the Indiana men's soccer team, they'll travel to Columbus, Ohio to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes on Sunday afternoon. For IUS TV Sports, I'm Aidan Mattel.
The Hoosiers will head to Columbus this Sunday to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes at 2 p.m. Follow along with beat reporter Kara Adams, Amanda Foster, and Aidan Mattel for updates.
Now joining us in studio for a special edition of Historic Hoosier is IUS TV Sports reporter Braden Lentz. Braden?
Thanks, Kelsey. For this edition of Historic Hoosier, we will be profiling the playing career of former IU softball star Monica Armendariz. Monica played for the Hoosiers softball team from 1995 to 1998. She cleaned up at the plate and ranks among the program's all-time leaders in career batting average, slugging percentage, RBIs, doubles, and home runs. To this day, she holds IU's single-season batting average record with a .437. She earned second and third team All-America honors and first team All-Big Ten selections. She is the only softball player in Big Ten history to lead the conference in home runs multiple times in 1995 and 1997. After graduating from IU, Monica became the program's first ever professional player. She played for the Carolina Diamonds in the Women's Pro Fast Pitch League, where she set the single-season home run record, hitting 12 homers in 1999. In 2018, she was inducted into the IU Athletics Hall of Fame. That's a wrap for Historic Hoosier. Josh and Kelsey, back to you.
Thanks, Braden. Coming up after the break, we have recaps of women's soccer and volleyball.
Plus, we crown this week's Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week. You're watching Hoosier Sports Night.
Welcome back to Hoosier Sports Night.
The Indiana women's soccer team cranked out another 0-0 draw against Memphis on Sunday. IUS TV Sports reporter Ryan Costello has more.
Indiana women's soccer team just had their 5th tie of the season against the Memphis Tigers. This was due to the defense holding up strong, but the inability to capitalize on the offensive end is what hurt the Hoosiers.
And our build-up play just has to be better. That's the problem. It's not our finishing. If we get the ball more in the final third, if we break lines and find a free midfielder, we'll get chances. We'll get more chances, we'll score more goals. But it's our ability to play out of the back cleanly, and we haven't done that well.
Within the last 10 minutes, Indiana had multiple opportunities to score, but wasn't able to put themselves together to put the ball in the back of the net.
I think it says a lot to be on the ropes kind of at the end, and then create that out of nothing by good pressing and stuff. So we just got to get a little bit better with the ball, and the chance will come. And fair credit, they're a very good team. I think they'll be a for sure a tournament second round, third round team again.
Jamie Gerstenberg was once again a pillar between the posts and was there when her teammates needed her most.
Jamie's obviously our last line of defense, and if we do things right, we don't need her, and we needed her today. So Virginia attacking today, we needed her way too much. Other games we didn't really need her because we defended better from the front. Obviously, credit to them and kind of what they put us under.
The Hoosiers will be back in action this Wednesday at Bill Armstrong Stadium against Trine at 5 p.m. For IUS TV Sports, I'm Ryan Costello.
Now on to Indiana volleyball, where the Hoosiers competed in the NC State Classic last week. The Hoosiers entered the tournament with a 4-2 record and looked to continue their strong start to the season. The team started off strong by defeating Western Carolina 3-1. Their momentum was then ended as they fell in straight sets to NC State. Indiana finished off the tourney by losing a competitive back-and-forth affair against TCU 3-2. The Hoosiers are now on a 5-4 record and are heading down to Kentucky to participate in the WKU Volleyball Invitational Tournament. They will play Texas A&M and Tennessee Tech tomorrow and 21st ranked Western Kentucky on Saturday.
Joining us in studio to present the Athlete of the Week is IUS-TV sports reporter Blake Spillers. Blake?
Thanks, Kelsey. For this week's Hoosier highlight, we're heading to the soccer field where sophomore Samuel Sarver of Indiana men's soccer had himself a great match Friday night versus Akron. Sarver was on the all-Big Ten freshman team a year ago, scoring 7 goals, which was good for second on the team. He has looked to continue his great start to his career in year 2, being a big reason the Hoosiers are ranked and looking to make a run this year. In Friday's match against Akron, he had 4 total shots with 2 on goal, scoring a header in the 12th minute to get the Hoosiers on the board early. He had another good attempt in the 50th minute, but his shot missed just wide. The IU men's soccer team begins Big Ten play this Sunday when they travel to Columbus to take on the Buckeyes, looking to get off to a good start to the Big Ten season. That's all for this week's Hoosier Highlight. Josh, Kelsey, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Blake. And that's our show for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IUS-TV Sports. For our production crew behind us, I'm Kelsey Dennehy.
And I'm Josh Bode. We'll see you next week.